think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin pocket, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
I'm back, y'all. What's up? We back for Black Ass Bravo. This is a trying week, you guys. I'm a tad bit stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all know, okay? But like, I be overwhelmed sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, severely overwhelmed sometimes. Like, I do a lot. I work a lot. I handle a lot. And I'm getting to the point where I cannot do all of this shit by myself and see more. And I need help. Okay? It's hard to find help. Like, I need a social media manager. I need somebody that can help me organize and handle the various social media platforms that I create content for. You know what I'm saying? Help me like siphon through the deals and the emails that I do receive. Go after better deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to those people for me. Find out if it's real or fake. Like, I need help. I need help. And it just seems like there's always something else that I need to do, something else on the list. I am just, I know y'all didn't come here to hear that, but sometimes it just be like more? You need more from me? Okay. I need to do more? Okay, I'm already doing a lot, but do more? Okay. Child, I wish the money was growing, okay? Then maybe I wouldn't feel so fucking stressed out about how much I work. Okay? But let's go ahead, child. Let's talk about rich people. Let's make ourselves feel better by talking about people that are exorbitantly rich while we are, you know, relatively poor. Girl, let's go ahead and get into the Real Housewives of Dubai, because I don't feel like I'm gonna be here for long. Okay, I don't. So Sarah and Brooks are arguing. Caroline Brooks, black girl, friends with Phaedra, fakest, yeah, arguing with Sarah. And you know, the main thing about this for me is that I realize how much people feel like they're above reproach when it comes to their parenting. Caroline Brooks is very upset with Sarah because she asked Sarah for her opinion about putting her son in boarding school. And Sarah, just off GP, peeped out how Brooks has like somewhat of a unhealthy relationship with her son. It's not just codependency. She's also hypervigilant about him while simultaneously trying to say that you want to put him in boarding school. So you don't want to have the responsibility of dealing with him on a day-to-day, but you're also micromanaging him while he's sitting there at the table trying to eat his food. And then you're not really micromanaging him because you have your house worker putting your son to bed and cutting up his food for him. Sarah was like, you don't want to go put him to bed? Like, that's not a mechanical thing. That's a moment thing. That's a, I need to put my son to bed and say goodnight to him because I'm his mother thing. That's not a, somebody needs to feed him because the little nigga need to eat thing. You see what I'm saying? So it feels like very contradicting and conflicting things going on with Caroline Brooks. So it is annoying to me that from the beginning of this episode all the way to the end of this episode, we are going to hear from Caroline Brooks and from the other Black women on the show, we don't want to hear about our parenting. Don't tell us how to parent. And I just feel like that's counterproductive. No, I don't feel like people should be able to tell you how to parent. And I understand when it comes to white people, it's almost like, excuse me? And I'm not saying Sarah's white because she's not. But what I'm saying is, as Black people, we don't like being told how to parent because, you know, other nationalities of people like to act like they know better than us when they, in fact, don't really enforce any discipline in the same way that Black people feel like they enforce discipline. But honestly, it all comes from slavery. Like Black people, Caribbean people, y'all think y'all are doing something that is so different when y'all are abusing y'all children and calling it discipline. Like, you can call it whatever the fuck you want to call it, but it's not different because you from a fucking island. I'm very annoyed by the understanding of your parenting as something related to you as a cultural thing, a cultural difference. No, sweetheart, all cultures are known for fucking over their kids. I don't know if y'all know that. All of them. All of the cultures like to beat on their kids. They like to over discipline. They like to ignore the emotional states of the children, or they baby them too much, give them too much, give them access to too much, don't make them work for anything. It seems to be very hard for people to be in the middle on how to handle their parenting and be more balanced in it. Okay? But Brooks did ask Sarah for her opinion about the boarding school. And so that opened up the floor for us to talk about you and your parenting and your son. Duh, bitch. You opened the floor for that. If we weren't talking about boarding school, we wouldn't be having a conversation about your son. Sarah asked you if she could say something and you allowed her to, and then you got mad about what she said, and then you ignore what it was that she said, make up a story in your mind and distribute that to everybody. She was saying I was a bad parent. No, that's not what she said. She said you need to kind of talk to your son a little bit more. You kind of need to pay attention to your son a little bit more. You need to spend a little bit more time with your son. And the realization of the situation is that you don't want to hear that because that makes you feel like you're not doing a good job and somebody noticed it. And then that makes you feel bad because usually people love to tote their parenting, especially their mothering skills, as something they can beat other people over the head with. I'm a mother. I'm a mother. As if having a child means that you are a good parent. As if being a mother means you're a good parent. When we all know that's not what that means. So to have the attitude that your parenting is above reproach, especially when your friends aren't being fucked up about it, I feel like I don't want to hear that from people anymore. I'm tired of hearing that from y'all. I don't care who you are. Your parenting is not above reproach. It's not. It's literally not. And maybe if people had said something to your parents, you wouldn't be so fucked up. But because parents have this, mindset that I'm going to do my best. And sometimes my best is an indignation, like an active ignorance that I'm doing something fucked up, but I don't care because it's what I've been taught to do and I'm fine. Like if Brooke said one more time about the way her mom raised her, but then when we actually saw her talk to her mom was telling her she needed to do what was right for her. Her mom, I almost felt like, knows where she may have went wrong with Brooks and kind of doesn't want to say it to her or admit it but she also doesn't want her to make the same mistakes with her son. And I just kind of feel like I wish the mama would just tell her, just say it flat out. You know, we did things the way we had to, but that doesn't always mean it was the right way to do it or it was the best way to handle it just because that's the way we handled it. And I just kind of feel like as an adult, a part of understanding yourself as a person is deciphering between the good things your parents gave you and the bad things that they gave you. She's too prideful to listen. And that's a mistake. Because if you want to be prideful about being drunk down to that lady wedding and acting a goddamn fool and screaming and hollering and making a scene. That's where I want you to care. That's where I want you to have all of this pride about yourself. Because you got drunk and your mama told you you was wrong and you need to go apologize to them people. Because you got that liquid courage in you because you knew that you was wrong. And you went about it and did it anyway. And another thing, Brooks, I don't know what your situation was in the Honduras, household and then in Philadelphia. I don't know what that was like for you. But I'm going to tell you right now. You need to go to therapy. You need help. You need help, my girl. It also sounds like she was in an abusive marriage. The marriage she was in, it sounded like her mom helped her get out of it. And then she was like, if people knew what I had to go through. And I was just like, ma'am, the fact that you were traumatized is a reason for why you need to have some checks and balances about the way you handle your son. Because once a person has been traumatized, they will then act out in all kinds of different ways their trauma. Being abused or being in an abusive relationship is usually a byproduct, you know what I'm saying, of something. You know what I'm saying? Her being in that abusive relationship, that's like a byproduct of something in your childhood that you're acting like was perfectly fine because you're making a lot of money now. And that's because people equivalent, they I feel like I'm saying equivalent, saying it wrong. But they think that having a lot of money means that you have reached, some precipice of all knowingness. And it's like, no. Learning how to make money is just one aspect of life, especially because money is not real. Equate. Thank you. I don't know why the word wasn't coming to my mind in that moment. Probably because I've been talking for too long today. But people equate money to success, overall success. And those two things are not true. Okay, those two things are mutually exclusive, meaning you can be successful in business and have a lot of money and still have a fucked up personal life. You can have a successful personal life and have a fucked up business life. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to want to be better and do better for their kids, even if that means hearing things that make them uncomfortable about themselves. You know what I'm saying? My mom took no accountability for her actions, and now she is sideline parenting, telling me it's wrong for me to let my daughter communicate her feelings. I tell her, scoot back in my Jamie voice. As you should. As you should. As you should. Thank you. Thank you, child. I need to go get it colored again. Is what it's giving. Which I probably won't even be able to do until next week, child. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have tried to go. I didn't have no time to go. I need to go get my hair colored. But anyway, I need to get cut just a little, maybe just lined up a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, what else happened? I'm annoyed by Ayan and Lisa doing the, don't tell black people about how to raise our kids. Like, I don't know. No, I'm not doing that with y'all. I'm not. You know why I'm not doing that with y'all, Ayan? Do you want to know why? Because the reason you and Caroline Brooks can't get along because she's always treating you like shit whenever it suits her is the same issue she has with the way she parents her son. It's an issue that is a byproduct of whatever trauma Miss Girl has gone through that she refuses to deal with. All of it's the same. Y'all remember on Real Housewives of Atlanta? We're going to get into it, but on Real Housewives of Atlanta last week, Kenya told Sanya that Marlo does not care about her because look at the way she treated her nephews. She does that to everybody. Usually when people treat other people like shit, it's because they have an issue. What? What? Come on. Ugh. Child, he is such a big baby. Ugh. Here. He is such a big baby, y'all. Okay? Here. Here, chew on that. Can you do it? Can you chew on it, baby? No, you can't. All right, well, just fall asleep. I know you probably just won't fall asleep. That's why you came over here. All right, he is getting so big, y'all. It's crazy. Let me see. Can I pull this out that way he won't fall? That's too. Ugh, it's too. It's not. Ugh, yeah, it's not. It's not gonna work. Look. Why are you trying to get in my? He's trying to get in my robe, y'all. Look, it's not close enough. I know. It's not gonna work. You want to lay on the bed? I put you on the bed. You're gonna jump down. Now you're gonna have to be big up. Y'all, Julie's adorable. All right, okay. He's gonna probably snore throughout this video. We'll pray. So, I'm sorry, y'all. Back into it. Brooks thinks Sarah isn't owning her judgmental behavior. Girl, all right, fine, whatever. The other ladies come over and try to help Brooks and Sarah, but Sarah feels like she's tripping. Brooks has her moment, then complains about, I'm sorry, not Brooks, Caroline Stansberry. Y'all know this was all at Caroline Stansberry's engagement party, right? So, oh, now you want to get down? Okay. Here, get down. So Caroline had her little moment with Sergio and complains about Ayan for the rest of the night because Ayan came with a white cape on. Mind you, Ayan has showed up in a fucking ball gown in almost every scene that she's been in. So I don't know what Caroline Stansberry thought, but nobody is about to diminish their light so that your mediocre ass can compete when you can't compete anyway. To me, the way Caroline Stansberry is constantly throughout this episode trying to check Ayan about the way she shows up, it screamed racism and jealousy. First of all, bitch, me wearing blonde hair is not the same as you and your little blonde bob. It doesn't look the same. It's not even the same length. We're not the same height. We're not the same size. We're not the same color. Why would anybody think I was you? Nobody thought that I was you. Everybody had on white clothing. If you didn't want people to come in with long white dresses on to a wedding, then you should have told them not to wear white. You were always going to be upstaged by Ayan, sweetheart. You were always going to be upstaged by her. She was always, even in that terrible blonde wig. That blonde wig was terrible. Terrible. And she still was going to upstage you. Do you know why? Because you are so insecure that you couldn't just have your moment and be the star of the show and just feel good about you. No, you had to look around the room, find Ayan, and because you feel like she looked better than you, you had to make it seem as if she did something wrong because you were insecure. And then you got your drunk, also racist, jealous ass friends doing your handiwork for you, talking about, I thought you were the bride. I thought it was two brides. Girl, you did not think it was two brides. That's not what you thought. You did not think that. Oh my God. It was just so annoying. It's like, girl, would you please stop being jealous of this lady for 5 fucking minutes? Like, it's not her fault you're a mediocre white woman that's only doing so well because she comes from a rich family and lives in a place where being white and blonde means you're exotic. Girl, her wedding dress, Caroline Stanbury's wedding dress was beautiful. I loved it. But I feel like you're mad that what you wore as your main wedding gown is what Ayan would wear to the rehearsal dinner. You're upset. You shouldn't be upset. Act like you know her. It was too touchy for me. Yeah, no, they were touching her hair. They were like it was almost like they were trying to physically bully her without showing it as like aggression. It was passive aggressive, but it was very aggressive. And there were moments where the look on Ayan's face made me feel like she felt like they were trying to like jump her. You could tell. There were moments where I could kind of see the discomfort on her face. And I wish that Lisa would have been close around to come and stand next to her to, you know, kind of help her feel a little stronger in that moment, because her and her drunk ass friend absolutely came and ganged up on Ayan. And I did not appreciate it. Not even a little bit, not even at all. Brandy, thank you for the super chat. If she had real friends, they would have told her Ayan wasn't hitting on Ish, but they played into her insecurities like some Karens. Ain't that the truth? A real friend would have been like, girl, what are you talking about? This is your day. Everybody's looking at you. Nobody's looking at her. Why are you worrying about that? Don't worry about her. Look at that wig. Your hair's real. Why are you even worrying about her? Like a real friend would have told you, girl, this is your day. Please worry about you and your stuff. Why are you worried about that girl? Like, that was insane to me. Girl. The UPS truck pulled up and I thought it might have been my husband, but it wasn't. Anyway, okay. So, look, Stansbury always needs a sidekick. Yes, she does. Okay. Yes, she does. And I love the fact that Lisa called out her friend's rehearsed shade. Okay, get the fuck out of here with that rehearsed ass shade. Talking about, oh, the dress is, you know, I thought you were a bride too. I thought you were a bride too. Right. If it's not Sergio, it's the racist homegirl. We heard that Sergio's racist too, which makes sense. Like it. Listen, I have noticed that's why you can never really like. I'm sorry, white people. We can never really fuck with y'all like that, because we always find out y'all be wanting us to die on some level and then acting like we cool in person. Y'all are weird like that. Y'all do shit like that. Like Sergio is gonna, you know what I'm saying? You know. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. Astrid, white people. That's why I can't watch too many. I can't either, y'all, because you can never really like them. You can never really grow to like them, because you know that you're gonna find something somewhere where it shows you that they have some disdain for you as a black person out of nowhere. You don't even know them, and they didn't just offended the fuck out of you for nothing. Okay, all right, I'm happy I'm helping you through your work day. Okay. So Nina argues with her husband about pulling the ceilings out of their new property that she was ready to move into, but he has taken everything out unnecessarily. They showed us the before and after. I can't wait to see what he does with it, because it looked great before. So I don't know what the fuck he gonna do with it. Nigga took the ceilings out. She was like, fuck you taking the ceilings out, fuck. Okay. They argue the layout. She talks about how much her husband works. She's scared. He had COVID. Her dad's in the hospital with COVID right now. She doesn't want him to be overworking and focusing on shit like that when he could possibly die like her dad at any day now because of the damn COVID. Okay. So I get where she's coming from. But Nina, just come talk to us when the house is built, girl. I don't like feeling your stress about no ceilings either. Caroline's wedding, it was beautiful. It was boring. Ayan had a fashion show the same day. So Brooks and Lisa went to the fashion show and not to Caroline's wedding, which I thought was funny. Brooks, I feel like the only reason you didn't go to Caroline's wedding and you went to Ayan's fashion show is because you screamed on Sarah and embarrassed yourself in front of Caroline Stansbury's people, and you didn't want to have to deal with that at the wedding. Okay. Should eating. Always eating something. So what else? Caroline, Sergio, her ex-sister-in-law, who she's really cool with, and 3 of her friends all meet up with Lisa and Nayan and have lunch. And one of the homegirls, and I think this was the one that annoyed us at the wedding, she does all of Caroline's mouthpiecing for her. And I was like, I love all of her friends except for the one. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the one I'm talking about. Because she was the one that had to mention the dresses again, besides the gay homeboy. But the gay homeboy was also like, but you did that shit. So, you know, that was like, okay. But her one friend is there to defend her. They have to mention Ayan upstage and Caroline. She says, I'm always extra. I'm always extra, bitch. I'm gonna always be extra. Okay. They even made a comment to Lisa about, you know, you can't be spicier than Caroline. And she was like, well, we'll never get along because I'm always going to be more spicy than she is. And this idea that Caroline Stansberry thinks that she can compare herself to these Black women. Please stop comparing yourself to these Black women, Caroline Stansberry. If you are looking to be the most beautiful, melanated, saucy woman in a room, it's never going to be you. It's not. Please be the most demure, blonde, rich white lady in a room. Do that for us. Do that for us, okay? Be the most like unbothered, fashionable alabaster queen in the room. Be that for us, bitch. But please stop comparing yourself to the melanated, saucy, beautiful extra queens in the room that are always going to outshine you. Like, I don't know why you that bothered by it. Be a white girl that can't be outshined. Don't ask other people to stop shining so you can feel better about your mediocreness. Girl, cut it out. And tell your friends to fucking cut it out. Oh my God. They're just obnoxious. Like, do something with yourself. How can you should be embarrassed to let people know that you feel this insecure around Ayan and Lisa. Almost every time you're around them, you get upset just because they're so beautiful and they glow. I know it because I remember when you got upset at Lisa at that party. I think it was Nina's party. Child, I can't remember. Yeah, it was Nina in them party for the business partner. And you told her that, you know, oh, she can suck your. Yeah, that time it was because you're Sergio. And as much as he may be white, he is still like, y'all don't want to call a nigga Latin. I don't know what you want to call Sergio, but what I'm going to call it is non-white. And I say that, and yeah, he might, that's why I was saying he's not Black, but he's also not white. Yeah, he's white as it pertains to how we think of white people. And let's not even get into how many Latinos and people of color that love to associate with white people with the way they assess their moral compass. It's always the same moral compass somebody white has. That does not mean that they are white, okay? So what I meant when I told y'all he was not, what I felt like wasn't really white, okay, like Caroline white. I feel like that's different, okay, but not Black. I said ethnic last time, and I said that because he is in some form melanated. Do y'all see the difference between Caroline's family and his? Those people are in some way melanated. They're not Black, but they produce a little bit of melanin, okay? They produce a little bit of melanin. And that little bit of melanin that they produce makes them glow, okay? It makes their skin tones glow. That's what melanin does, okay? So when he's sitting in between the very glowy Ayan and Lisa, I feel like the three of them sitting there, he looked closer to their skin tone sitting next to them. He glowed just like them because, yes, he's a person of color. But y'all want to call him white because y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he isn't a descendant of the Vikings. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, you understand what I'm saying? It's white as far as Black people are concerned. It's not white as far as white people are concerned. You know what I'm saying? Do we understand each other? You know what I'm saying? Yes, it can be European and all of that. But as we understand race, ethnicity, color, all of those things, Sergio fits in between somewhere. Okay? He does. Yes, he ain't Nordic. Exactly. And we all know Nordic people is your real blue-eyed, pale-skinned, white, blonde people like Caroline. Sergio is giving you, I can be in the sun and not get skin cancer, but I probably am still racist. That's what it's giving. Sergio, that's what it's giving. Okay? But sitting in between Lisa and Ayan, he almost looked more beautiful because they were all like beautifully melanated in like sparkling skin tones sitting there. And then Caroline with her ashy white skin tone, no disrespect, it's what it looks like in comparison. She looks at them and then she gets jealous and she gets mad at Sergio because Sergio even looks better sitting next to them. Okay? So, and I'm just telling y'all what I felt when I was looking at it. So I know she felt it because she's constantly comparing herself to Ayan and to Lisa. Stop it. Y'all, he trying to eat my robe. She want that Exactly. They were serving exactly, giving Iberian Peninsula. Okay, so people like y'all understand. Okay, Sergio checks off the Hispanic here. That's why I called them Latino, and then people were in the comments like he's not Latino, and I was just kind of like, whatever the fuck he is, you know what I'm saying? It ain't giving my people from England. Okay, like that's all I was trying to say. Especially since Ayan and Lisa have white men. That's another thing. Okay. Child, yeah, Hispanic is not a race. Most of them are white or indigenous people. Child, there's no such thing as race if we won't be that specific. Okay. White Hispanic is a thing. Like, come on. No, I know it is. I know it is, y'all. We all know white Hispanic is a thing. White Latino is a thing. It's the difference between Amara La Negra in them in J-Lo. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a gradient, okay? But ultimately, y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Y'all know what I'm saying, y'all. But that's why I wanted to point that out, that he is still exotic and other to Caroline, okay? And I meant that and I said that because the way he looks is a representation of the jealousy that she feels looking at Lisa and Ayan and probably Brooks too. He gives kind of a Mediterranean, Greek, Turkish, etc. than white people who tan and don't burn in the sunshine. Exactly. And as you have found out, people that can be like Italian, Greek, Mediterranean, all of those people, they can sometimes be black and think that they Latino. I mean, and think that they're Italian. Did y'all see that shit about Alcide Hervo? Anybody that used to watch True Blood know about Alcide Hervo. Child, Alcide Hervo got him some cornrows in his hair because he found out that his grandfather wasn't his real grandfather, and his real grandfather was biracial. And this whole time he thought he was looking the way he was looking because he was Italian. And it's not because he was Italian. It was because his grandfather was mixed. So that's why, like, for me, sometimes I just kind of be like, child, whatever the fuck it is, it ain't that. Okay, child, listen. And I remember one time during True Blood, like looking at him like, damn, they sure is Italian, huh? Okay. All right. Child, Greeks and Italians are white people. They're a version. But see, this is what y'all need to understand. They're white to us. They're not necessarily white to white people. And this is what y'all need to understand. When you are black, everybody that's not black is white to us for the most part. Okay? For white people really run based off your ethnicity, your bloodline. You can't just be white because your skin is light. Like, that's not how white people really think about it. Now in America, yeah. But like essentially in the world, no. Not like that. Bondi, what's so hard to understand? I think you were very clear on what you said. I feel that way too. Thank you. But yeah, y'all, that girl jealous as hell of Ayan and Lisa. It's funny. Now, this conversation with Sergio about the surrogate. I don't even mean to talk about this shit for this long. Caroline Friend puts it out there that it would be difficult for her to carry a baby after the twins. And we find out that it's illegal to have a surrogate in Dubai. So this made me feel like they're lying. I think that Caroline and Sergio are going to get a surrogate and pretend that she was pregnant, but they're going to, like, they're pretending for the cameras. So they're acting like she can actually have a baby, even though the skin on her face tells us that she can't have no baby, especially if they were already difficult when you were having them naturally and you were younger before your skin looked like that. Then yeah, no, Caroline, like you can't carry no fucking baby. Your doctor lying for you, and Sergio acting like you can carry a baby is him lying too. He's not that stupid. Okay, he wants to act like he's that stupid, but he's not. He's not at all. So yeah, I feel like they're faking for the cameras, but they probably will secretly pay a surrogate to have the baby for them. Brooks talks to her mom. I told y'all that. So yeah, that was basically it on Real Housewives of Dubai. Do me a favor, y'all. We're about to move into Married to Medicine, but before we do, like the video for me. Okay, so I was supposed to talk about Mel and Martell going to court, but my video ran long and I was just like, fuck it, I'll talk about it another day. So no, I haven't talked about it yet. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the interview with Monique. For everybody that's not a member to my channel, my website, Patreon, none of that, or you're not a member and that's a paid member. Y'all think that we meant subscribers. No, you have to be a paid member to our memberships on YouTube or otherwise for myself. You know, I think Jamie has a Patreon too, in order to get the link to the interviews when we do them live originally. Like we do live straight off cuff, and then we edit them and put them out later for people. That's how we've been doing our interviews lately. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it. It will be out for everybody else tomorrow. So look for it on Jamie That's Me's channel tomorrow, our interview with Monique Samuels. And love you back. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, boo. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Married to Medicine because I have thoughts. Okay, I have thoughts. I have opinions. Okay. I'm a member, but I couldn't watch. Why is that? Why is that? If you remember, you got a link. So even if you haven't, you know, if you weren't there for the live, it's still there for you to see. If you're a member, you can still go and watch it. It won't be made unavailable until the premiere for the part 1 of it comes out, I believe. So if you are a member on any of our channels, you still should be able to view that interview in its entirety. So yeah. Toyota serving in his photo. She is. She was my favorite look out of everybody. Okay. I posted it on Patreon too. I remember I checked and I went back because I thought I posted it on the website and I looked and then it was there and then it was gone. Like I didn't post it, but I saw it. So I don't know what the fuck happened. So I put that there too. No, we will not be live for OFLP tomorrow. We're coming back next week. Okay, we're coming back next week on Thursday on Niecy's channel. So yeah, look for us then. Okay. So Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine picks up where it left off with Contessa staging a coup against Heavenly. And I just feel like it's stupid. I do understand feeling a way about the things that Heavenly says because Heavenly will cut your ass deep. I get it. But I also feel like I don't think that Heavenly said anything about Scott and Contessa that was that fucked up. I really don't. I feel like the most of what she says that's fucked up is usually damn near everybody else. She really don't have much to say about Anila, except for what Anila don't have a degree. Who the fuck cares? Like, who cares? I mean, Anila didn't want a degree and she didn't need one to get on the same show with you and be in the same tax bracket as you. So I guess it don't really matter. And I'm just assuming that based off the fact that, you know, her husband seems to have money, even though he's complaining about how much he spent on that house. But they didn't move out of it like Toya and Eugene. And then she also said she got all her furniture from being a blogger. So that made me feel like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Child Heavenly does a lot of, you know, contradicting things. We'll get into it. But either way, I felt bad for Heavenly with this Contessa situation. Because I do feel like Contessa could have hit her up. I do feel like that. And I feel like Contessa probably in order to make it all nice with her husband, decided to basically roll over Heavenly with her car because Heavenly was real enough to say what it was, which it wasn't even that deep. All she said was, yes, I do believe the relationship is abusive, only after you had already said that shit, Contessa. You can scream and holler and try to bully people with your body all the fuck you want to, but your ass said all of the things that Heavenly said on TV before Heavenly said it on her YouTube. She ain't say nothing else about you that was some secret shit. Trust me, we tried. Okay? But I feel like Contessa is not really mad at Heavenly because this was so fucked up you talked about my husband. No. You're trying to get back into your husband's good graces. And also, I feel like, and not even really his good graces, because I don't think Contessa's happy. I don't think Contessa wants to be there. Every time Contessa is in a confessional with Scott, it seems like she's smiling through an argument. And when they are on camera together, it also feels like, let's pretend that we're good for the cameras. None of it feels like they back good, real with one another. None of it feels like that. It still feels like Contessa doesn't want to be there. It still feels like Contessa wants to leave Scott. But she's not, because she's staying for the kids, remember? She's been doing that. So nothing has really changed. And last season, you said you filed for divorce. You had your friends gang up on your husband together because you couldn't have the conversation by your fucking self. And now you're doing the same thing to Heavenly, getting the other women to help you gang up on Heavenly instead of having a conversation with her like a friend. Even if you wanted to out her online, I would have respected that more if you would have gotten on Instagram Live or made your own fucking YouTube video and said how you felt about Heavenly and her husband. That would have been fair. But to bring all the other women together to get them riled up so that they would go at her at the same time as you, so that you could have backup while she stood there by herself. Yeah, no, that's fucked up to me, Contessa. That's fucked up to me. That's extremely fucked up to me, honestly. And I understand Heavenly being hurt. I felt hurt for Heavenly. When Heavenly started crying, I was like, fuck. Like, that shit hurt my feelings for her because I think she really did care and love her. And I also feel like Contessa is full of shit because you know who Heavenly is. You know how Heavenly talk. You know the things that Heavenly say. Heavenly ain't never been no different. She been the same this whole fucking time, Contessa. So the fact that you now want to get mad about the friend that you got close to when it's convenient for you is giving weak. As strong as you like to be, bitch, it's giving weak. I'ma tell you. But a lot of y'all do that for these men. That's fine. Brandy, thank you for the super chat, boo. She said she was in a volatile household. What the fuck? Exactly, Brandy. Those were her exact words. She said it was a volatile household and then turned around and got upset when Heavenly said, yes, I believe the relationship is emotionally and mentally abusive, emotionally and verbally abusive, which we've already seen because, Contessa, the way you were screaming and hollering and getting in Heavenly's face and all of that shit during that argument, that tells me that's the way you argue with Scott too. To me. And honestly, you probably were worse with Heavenly than you are with Scott because Scott is a man. And even though you've been in the military and you probably could kind of sort of whip his ass, he's still physically stronger than you. You know what I'm saying? Something makes me feel like their fights are a little equal. Okay, Lord. I won't see what be going on when they really get into it. But I didn't like none of that shit. I felt like you tried to bully Heavenly. And then you kept saying she didn't apologize. She did apologize. You just didn't want to hear it. Remember when she said, I'm sorry, Contessa. And you know what you said, Contessa? I don't want you to be sorry. I want you to be different. And then you went and complained to Jackie that she never apologized. Maybe if you wasn't screaming to the top of your fucking lungs, you would have been able to hear what she had to say, Contessa. You didn't handle that like an adult in no way, shape, or form. You literally had a fucking temper tantrum because Heavenly didn't respond to your ambush the way you wanted her to. Why did you ever think that Heavenly was going to break down and cry and be weak in front of all of y'all? Why would you think that? That was stupid on your part. If you wanted Heavenly to really see the error of her ways the way you said you did, then you would have hit her up on the phone a long time ago. And I bet you any money that lady would have said whatever the fuck you wanted to hear to make it right with you had you came to her the right way, which would have been in person, on the phone, before the cameras and the other women got there. Hell, she might have felt differently if you had that conversation in a one-on-one with her on camera instead of trying to do it with all of the other women there to get their asses to gang up on her when you know they already don't like her. And that's another thing that's fucked up. To go and sit down with Toya and Simone and then try to finagle Jackie, Anila, and Quad into the shit so Heavenly can feel like she don't have nobody on her side. You needed all of that in order to get your point across to Heavenly. That's some bullshit. Not only are you fighting with Heavenly so we don't have to dig into what else is going on with you and Scott over there, but you also are letting your frustrations with Scott, with your life, with your situation, with your unhappiness, whatever the fuck you searching for, whatever hole you trying to fill, that you keep coming back every season with something new to fill, and it is never quenched. Whatever the thirst is, bitch, it don't need water. It needs something else, okay? Whatever the itch is, it don't need to be scratched. It needs something else, and you need to figure out what it is, Contessa. Figure out why and what you're missing. Because whatever it is, it causes you to keep picking up new shit to do to distract you. And it also causes you to want to pick and fight and be aggressive with people that are not really worth all of that energy, just so you don't have to be that way with the people who are actually deserving of that energy, i.e. Scott. Brandy, thank you for the super chat, boo. Not to mention she brought the baby downstairs on Heavenly, which was so trifling. Another testament to how her and Scott fight. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, that's what really sent me over the edge was that, last review. Leave that alone. Last review, everybody let me know about her bringing the baby downstairs because I hadn't seen Heavenly's review. And I was floored because I feel like for someone to be so educated, you did something incredibly traumatic to your kids. And it seems as if you do it all the time. Like as somebody that grew up in a house with people screaming and howling, that shit is traumatic. That shit is traumatic. That shit is abusive. And your kids are going to have anxiety when they're adults because of the shit that happened in their household when they were children. It's just a fact, Contessa. And you're so educated and so smart and so well-versed and so, you're well-traveled and all of these things. And the truth of the matter is you can speak correct English and enunciate your words and you're just as ignorant as Heavenly is. I'm going to just tell you, if you think that Heavenly is so ignorant because she gets up on YouTube and says whatever the fuck she wants to say, I'm going to tell you that you are more ignorant for bringing your baby into an argument with another grown-ass woman. That's despicable, honestly. And I feel like the only reason you don't know how despicable it is because y'all do it like it's normal. It's not normal. That's not okay to go and get your baby out of the bed, to bring her into a volatile situation so that you can get somebody to feel bad for you, so that you can using your child as a tool of manipulation, regardless of the distress it's going to put on your child. That's terrible, Contessa. And I don't think you know how bad that is. I don't think you know how bad that is. I don't think you know that it doesn't even matter what Heavenly said once you did that. And I'm wondering when somebody is going to have an intervention for Contessa. Because that right there that you did shows to me you need the intervention, not Heavenly. Oh, Lord. You know why you say Contessa remind you of Shamari? Because a lot of people feel like Contessa is not being honest with who she is with her sexuality. The reason why you ain't satisfied in your relationship is because you may need to try something different, but you too scared to do that. That's what it feels like to a lot of people, but I don't know. Heavenly should not be discussing her friends in depth on YouTube, no matter what. I don't think she discussed her in depth. She didn't discuss Contessa in depth. Also, I'ma just say, if you don't want people to talk about your shit, don't be on a reality show. I'll start there. I'll start there. But it's weird as fuck to me for you to be okay with engaging in arguments and fighting and shit with people on reality TV, but somebody say something that you said on the reality show on YouTube, and now all of a sudden it's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I do feel like Heavenly goes too far. I do. And I'd be cursing her ass out all the time if I was her friend. Bitch, stop talking to me like that. Okay? Like, you people, motherfucker. No. Okay? Like, we would be going toe for toe all the time. Okay? It would definitely be a back and forth. Girl, we could do this all motherfucking day. Okay? I can go back and forth with me. But for some people, they can't handle that shit. And that's fine. That's fine. But you can't handle a situation fucked up and then expect for somebody to like respond to that. No. Hey, Heavenly discusses the show. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not gonna knock her hustle. She's entertaining and she got kids to feed. How you mad that I'm talking about what everyone knows? Tina. Heavenly goes too far and not everyone can handle her. She does go too far and not everybody can handle her. And that is understandable. It is. But it also doesn't make you look any better. Candy does a show after her reality show. What's the problem? Candy doesn't do it in the same manner. Do y'all really view Candy and Heavenly in the same boat? I don't think so. People keep making that comparison, and I'd like to remind y'all that Candy has 90s media training. Okay? Meaning Candy knows how to take herself out of the equation when things get too hectic. Meaning that if she gonna get up there and curse somebody out or say some shit that she don't want to have to pay for later, she gonna put Don Juan up there. She gonna put DJ A1 up there. She gonna put Karma. She gonna get somebody else up there to talk about it. She's not gonna say it herself. Also, she don't really talk about, real personal shit about the friends and all of that. Or she'll say shit like, "Can you gonna be mad at me?" But da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And eventually they get over it because nobody says anything that's cutting deep or fucked up. And I personally don't think that Heavenly said anything that cut deep or that was fucked up about Contessa. I don't. I think she said it about the other women, but I think some of them women she don't care about. So that's why she talk about them the way she do. She don't care about them. I think Heavenly cared about Contessa. And I don't think from anything I've heard that she said about Contessa, I don't think it was that bad. I don't. And I feel like if it's a truth that you don't want to hear, then just say that. But don't get mad like somebody really ran you through the gutter because they said that you're being in an abusive relationship in some respect after you express your volatile relationship. The fuck? Child, that's crazy as hell. I think look at him jumping up there. All right, come on, Hops. Y'all, he couldn't jump up there before. Look at you. He about to lay on the bed and go to sleep, y'all. It's hilarious. She definitely handled Contessa way different than the way she read Toya and Simone for Phil. Maybe Heavenly is more hurt of the fact that she's now being used as a main storyline because why are they now feeling a way about her YouTube? Right. Nigga that had YouTube for 4-5 years now. Agreed. Contessa should have called Heavenly off the show. Her creating a whole presentation wasn't necessary. It wasn't. Contessa is the type to tell their family about the fucked up shit in their marriage, and when they don't like their husband, she gets mad. We didn't forgive him. You did. Yes. That's exactly what it feels like, y'all. So, Quad and Simone were arguing, which was so funny to me because Quad is saying that wasn't the way to handle it. And Simone is like, bitch, you went off on Heavenly on Instagram over some emojis. And I remember that shit. She jumped off the porch. But at the same time, though, this is the point I think Quad would have made if they weren't screaming to the top of their lungs during this scene. Yeah, I said something to her, but I ain't need y'all back up to say something to her. I didn't need to put together no motherfucking show and tell to curse Heavenly's ass out. I called her like a regular person and cursed her ass out. And then when I met her, when we came together for the show, I cursed her ass out all on my lonesome. I didn't need nobody fucking help to curse Heavenly's ass out. And I think that's what Quad was trying to say. But Simone is screaming and hollering about, this is America. And if I don't want to deal with you, I ain't got to deal with your ass. And I said, Simone, your ass is hilarious. And that is 100% true. I feel like Simone is completely entitled to not fuck with Heavenly because Heavenly is a lot. Some people you just can't handle for long terms. And that's fine. Juvie, stop it. Yo, he be like laying down and then start fighting with the bed. Like, what's going on, sir? How many hours did Contessa waste making that foolishness? She could have been making some money. When I tell y'all, I barely want to go through and edit my own shit. When I tell y'all, I couldn't imagine sitting here and trying to find my best moments to put into another compilation for you motherfuckers after all these years. Child, y'all gonna have to send them to me. I'm not doing it. Okay, so for her to do that shit, I was just kind of like, man, you had to pay somebody or you took way too much time out your day for that. Okay. But anyway, y'all, Heavenly was blocking the driveway because she couldn't figure out how to unlock her car. I was dying laughing at that shit because someone was like, where your keys at? Like, you gonna move her car for her because you don't want to drive in the grass? When I tell you I'll drive in that motherfucking grass before I get out my car to get the keys to your car to get in your car while you're standing in front of your car, girl, you crazy. Simone is hilarious. So y'all, Jackie goes back inside to talk to Contessa, and Contessa is a messy ass bitch for this. You were right, Jackie. You were right about Heavenly. So first of all, you trying to put it out there that Jackie talks shit about Heavenly, first of all. Then you ask her, how do you deal with what she says about Curtis? Then you're trying to get Jackie re-upset with Heavenly over what she says about Curtis. But Jackie is a grown-ass woman and has already assessed the situation and understands Heavenly and also probably feels like, child, I don't give a fuck about her talking about Curtis. Like, if I'm cool with Curtis and me and Curtis cool, then we cool. I ain't worried, child. Curtis did what the fuck he did. So anytime my friend make a comment about his raggedy ass, I'm just gonna act like I ain't here. I love him, but he still did what the fuck he did. Now I'm sure there are times where Jackie have to check Heavenly. I'm sure, but more often than not, she probably get a little cackle out of it because, like, really, nigga, you walking through the airport with a bitch holding hands? All right, then. Jackie is shady, but always professional. That's a difference, except for with that Buffy comment. Yeah, child, the way she did Buffy, we will never forget. And that's why she got to come back and act like she got sense. Okay. So Contessa proceeds to talk about how mad she is with Heavenly. She has no value in, Heavenly said the shit that, sorry, y'all. Jackie says the shit that Heavenly says about Curtis has no value in her life, so it don't matter. Contessa says it matters to her. Don't be talking about my husband like that. And she didn't care about her, so now that gives Contessa license to not care. I'm like, so now you're going to spend the rest of the season taking out your frustrations about your unhappy life out on Heavenly because she said that your husband was abusive based off of what you said? Swag. Thank you, Brandy. You giving me all your money today. Thank you. I appreciate you. I've been tripping off and kind of blaming Contessa for her relationship issues ever since I peeped her always doing something to take her away from home. Yeah. It feels like you don't want your life. It feels like you don't want your life. It feels like you don't want your life. That's what it feels like. It gives, I'm miserable. I don't like my life. And I'm gonna keep, finding ways to get my aggravation out. Girl, listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all know they be playing with the monetization on the videos. These past few months have not been given what's supposed to be gave. Okay. Struggling. All right, y'all. So what else happened? Simone and Toya talk later on. Anila. Girl, Simone saying when Anila walked into the room, her energy ruined everything. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but Anila walked in with the realization that this is about to be some bullshit. The energy was never going to be good. Simone, the hell is you talking about? Thank you, Claudette, for the super sticker. Not him trying to jump on the puff from the bed. I think Juvie thinks he's a cat. Y'all, Juvie be trying to do all kind of acrobatics. Nigga, you are not a cat. Okay? Anyway, they also talked about Heavenly's laughing. Talking about her annoying ass hyper high pitched laugh that she does. Okay. We see Heavenly talking to Anila. She didn't think Contessa would ever do her like that. Simone says Heavenly is deflecting from her own marriage that she's not talking about. Yeah, that's true. Simone, you clocked that. Toya says that she and her husband are vulnerable right now, and Heavenly is laughing at their situation, and it's fucked up. It is, but she don't like you. So, yeah, there's that. Heavenly points out to Anila that Quad said Eugene told a group of their friends that Toya was the biggest mistake he ever made. I believe that. All she do is disrespect Eugene. Here's my thing. I don't know if I feel like Toya disrespects Eugene. I feel like Eugene allows for Toya to do whatever the fuck she wants to do, even if it goes against his better judgment. And that's his fault, if you ask me. If you're the person making all the money and you're allowing her to spend it to the excess of you feeling stressed out, that means that's your fault, my nigga. She not making the money. Honestly, it would probably be more like you can spend your money on this, and that, but our money is going to this, and this, and my savings. And no, I am not buying another $1 million fucking house. Eugene allows it. And then he gets mad at her and at himself for allowing it. He's going to do the same thing. Him acting out with Kieran. Honestly, y'all, I'm going to be real with y'all. I like Kieran. Kieran's probably a dick. And in this moment, I was here for it. We're going to get into it. So, Simone, Toya, Heavenly, Quad, Eugene, Toya. Toya says she had to go wash her hair after the intervention to get that negative energy off her. I'm like, girl, so what did you think the intervention was gonna give? It was always gonna give negative energy. Brandy, thank you for another super chat. If I'm gonna give it to anybody on here, I'm glad it's you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Why are you biting my finger? Get down. Okay. What? I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna go put him in a kennel because it's given I gotta use the bathroom. So that's why I'm jumping on you and I don't have time for that right now. So let me go put him in the kennel just right quick, right fast. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. All right. Where was I? So Anila tells Heavenly to hear Quad out when she talks to her because Quad actually had her back when all of that shit was going down. But the funny part was Heavenly confirming that there's a rumor out there about Quad sleeping with married men. And she said the person's name. And I think she was like, whoever the person's wife is telling it to everybody. Y'all, who is that? Who is that? Who they was talking about, y'all? Somebody tell me, because I know y'all know. Like the video, y'all. Because of Mariah. Oh. She probably said Mariah. Lake. Gotta be Lake. Who is Lake? I don't be knowing these people, y'all. Mariah says she tried sleeping with her sisters. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I didn't believe that when they said that, but then Quad said that he was at her house. Yeah, I don't know, but that was on the show. We already talked about that. I thought they meant something new. But either way, Heavenly said that shit to Anila, and Anila was like, I don't know who that is. And I was just kind of like, Anila, I didn't know who that was either. Heavenly says it's out there. So I don't know what she mad about. And they asked her about it in a confessional, and Heavenly said, I don't know what you're talking about. Remember, it was a police report. Yes, that's why I say I didn't believe it until they was like, nah, he was in her house and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ooh, quiet. You was fucking your friend's sister husband, girl. That's messy. But I thought it was some new tea. This is old tea that they're talking about. Okay, fine. So yeah, there's no reason for her to get upset about old tea. They've already discussed that. Contessa and Scott are at work at the clinic. He says that she needs him. And he says, he says that she needs him, and she says, yes, I need you to be quiet and go pick up the kids because you do a lot of talking. So I need you to shut up. When Contessa said that in the confessional, I was said she had on a husband shirt. I remember that part too. When Contessa was in the confessional with Scott saying that she need him to be quiet, I was like, so Contessa, you really want us to believe that you happy with Scott and you want to be back with Scott? Is that what you want us to believe? Because it's not giving that at all. A former NFL player comes in there to get checked out, and they discuss CTE and getting him brain scans and doing exercises to make sure he retains his mental after getting, what he said, like 4 or 5 concussions, which isn't a lot, or 3 or 4, something like that. Either way, enough for it to fuck with his short-term memory. She was saying that it wasn't a bad day at work because this big fine man came in there. And I was like, is that because you want to convince us that you are not attracted to women, Contessa, because you've heard us say that? Or is it because you really feel that way and you're paying attention to all of the other fine ass men you come into contact with because you're tired of Scott? It's definitely giving Tara for the kids. Okay, for the kids. Shout out to Tara and Amina. Okay, because they out there doing it for the kids. Okay. Anila, we saw Anila taking care of her children and also working and taking care of the house. And y'all, I felt bad for her because I was like, I tell y'all all the time how tiring it can be sometimes when I have to do a lot of work and Lyric isn't here and we have 3 dogs and a baby dog that needs to eat twice a day. The other dogs only eat once. The other dogs can be outside in the backyard. We don't have a gate put back up since the storm happened. So it's another thing we got to fix. But until then, the dog can't just be outside. Somebody will steal him. And I have to kill somebody. So y'all, I need to get a chip put in Juvie because I swear to God, like, okay, they ain't gonna take my other 2 because my other 2 is mixed breeds. You know what I'm saying? You get them anywhere. But anyway, I was just kind of like, oh, girl, it's a lot. So you got 3, she got 2 kids, her business, and that big ass house to take care of. At least get a maid, Anila. You at least need a cleaning lady. You can't be having to do laundry too, girl. Okay? Yeah, them dogs get stole. I know they do. That's why when I tell you the only time Juvie can go outside is when he is with an adult. Okay? The old folks can go out back and lay down on the patio. Ain't nobody gonna bother him. Plus, Barack will, he may be old, but he'll still eat you. So, but still, ain't nobody got time for that. So Anila is finally having to like carry the full weight of being a mom and working, from home. And it's a lot. Even though her kids go to school, when they're at school, she's doing the work and trying to do the housework. And then she got to go get them. So she got to stop working. And then she got to come home and make sure they get fed and do their homework. Like it's a lot. I could understand it being a lot to do. I didn't. Being a mother is hard work, but it's single mamas that work full-time jobs outside the home that do it every day. So what? So what? Y'all got to stop doing that, okay? Y'all have got to stop telling women that they can't say they're tired, or they can't say something is hard, or they can't say it's a lot, because there's single mothers out there that are stretching themselves fucking thin making it happen. Yeah, they stretch themselves thin. They have health issues. They don't have a lot of luxury lifestyle living. They don't have a lot of comfort because they have so much to fucking do. So yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not about to be out here telling the girls that, oh, suck it up because single mothers do it every. No, 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 no. That's what we're not gonna do. Girl, I know it's hard. That look hard. That looks stressful. You need a cook. You need somebody that can come in the house and cook some food and do the laundry while you deal with the business stuff. And you can pick your own kids up, or you can get you somebody that can pick them up from time to time. But you need to be hands-on with your kids. So when it's time to do homework, you need to stop doing business and make sure you're there. Like me personally, if I was her, I would have somebody help me with those kids right up until dinner. And then I would stop working. I would come downstairs. I would get my kids dinner ready. I would sit down. I would eat with them. We would do the homework. I get them to, give them a bath, make sure they get to bed, whatever, and then I will go back to whatever else is going on. Or some days I'd have somebody else cook dinner and then just make sure I'm downstairs to eat with them and spend quality time with my children and make sure I'm looking after their education. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be hands-on with your kids because they have to feel like their mother is caring for them and not strangers all the time. So there are certain things that I feel like Anila should be doing as a mother. I'm not a mom, but I would just, if I was a kid, that's how I think about it. I would want to eat with my mom, or at least I would want her to put me in bed at night. I wouldn't want to go through my entire fucking day only seeing my mom at the beginning of the day and then at night. So for me, you know what I'm saying? Why they can't go to an after school program? That's another thing they could possibly do. Maybe they do go to an after school program. You don't know. They might go to an after school program. Somebody still got to go get them. You know what I'm saying? And you know how rich people be. You never know what be going on, child. And I'm sure they're not in an after school program because they had a nanny up until a little while ago. But I just kind of feel like it is a lot, and there is nothing wrong with women outsourcing, families outsourcing for help so that they don't feel so stretched, and having to fill so many different hats in one day all the time. That's a lot. Why is everyone questioning Anila's blogging income and time commitment? I don't know. Meal prep over the week for the week and have them go to after school program. Boom, problem solved. Anila. Oh, wow. I think that's easy to say for people that have had to do it on their own, Nafisa. That lady just lost her health like last week. Can y'all please give that lady a chance to catch up? Can y'all give this lady a chance to catch up? She don't look like an organized person as it is. I imagine that's probably a part of her problem. She needs to work on time management and getting sick. Yeah, she needs to get some more help for sure. I did that for the entire time while my boys were in school. Boys are now 28 and 25. That's what's up. She's just not used to it because she's always had help. She will be okay. Plus, she knows she's going to have her mama come help till she finds someone else. Yeah, and that's cool. Seems like Miss Gomez left pissed. Yeah, I wonder what that was about. It did seem like her energy was like, child, fuck you and these kids. That's what it felt like. Not to go too deep, but some women were men in their past lives, so all women are not the same. I think I'm one of them, and that's why I'm not mad. I feel like parenting is a full-time job, and it is hard, and kids are annoying as fuck. And I just feel like people should cut people a little bit more, more slack than trying to just, disregard that it's hard just because somebody out there is doing it. Like, so fucking what? It's still hard. I can say it's hard. Miss Gomez was overworked. Yeah, you know why? Because Miss Gomez was supposed to just be a nanny, and they had her cleaning, cooking, and taking care of the kids. Girl, get you a cleaning lady, and then get you somebody to watch them kids. You need two separate people to do that if you're gonna be out here, not doing none of it yourself. Everyone operates differently, but we do have to give grace in areas where it's necessary, even if we don't see it. And that's what I meant, because I was watching that scene with Anila, I felt tired for her. So y'all, Heavenly is talking to Octave Higher. Hey, Daddy. Damon comes in there. Hey, how you doing? And I was just kind of like, you got to Google Gaga to goof. I'm sorry. She has to Google Gaga him, it seems like. And I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like older women have committed to the fact that this is something that they have to do. And as a younger woman, I'm looking at them like, y'all old hoes is crazy. Y'all old hoes is crazy. I want y'all to do what's good for y'all. But please stop telling women that they need to be like y'all in order to be in a relationship with a man. That's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. At the end of the day, I think Heavenly and Damon have an understanding, but I also feel like it's best for Damon not to talk. It's best for Damon to stay quiet, stay strong, stay providing and protecting. Don't get involved in no foolishness. It behooves Damon to stay quiet. And that's why Heavenly overtalks him. And that's why she, Daddy, and takes over so quickly, because she does not want people to find out how regressed he is in his mentality, which doesn't make any sense. And that's why I said, as a younger woman, I'm looking at older women like y'all fucking crazy. And I'm going to tell you why, right? Let me tell you why. Because Damon wants to believe that women are best when they're meek and mild and not aggressive. Yet Heavenly is the opposite of that. Heavenly is aggressive. Heavenly is not meek or mild, but she pretends to be that for him, for his benefit, even though that's not who she really is. And we know that's not who she really is. And he know that that's not who she really is. But she has to pretend to be like that for his benefit and for the benefit of the people watching, to make sure that even though she's strong, successful with 50-11 businesses all on her own, she is going to talk like this. And, I let Daddy lead me, even though he has one job and I have 50-11 of them. Like, he a doctor, yeah. But Heavenly a dentist, own a fucking hair store, selling hair to the dead people. Now she got a Patreon. She a YouTuber. Bitch, she doing commercials. Like, I'm just sitting up here like, Heavenly. Girl, you is not meek. You is not mild. You is aggressive. And Damon's sitting up there like, women are better when they're not aggressive because men are aggressive. So you can't come at us with the aggression because we're aggressive. And real estate too, Nafisa, you are absolutely right. And yes, it's giving Maurice and Kimmy. It is absolutely, and that's why it's stupid, y'all, because it's a lie. That's why it blows my mind a little bit now that I'm getting older and I'm realizing that there are so many women that like agree to this stupid shit. And it's stupid because we all know what it is. Like, everybody intrinsically has an understanding that I have to pretend like this man is smarter than me. I have to pretend like this man is leading me. I have to pretend like this man is telling me what to do, when in essence, I'm going to just put pussy on him, talk soft to him, and get what I want out of him. So the man is like, I need you to bend yourself in a pretzel in order for me to give you what you want, versus just giving it to you because you're asking for it. Yeah, regressed. Let me pull up the definition. Because you said what? Regressed. Yeah. Let's look up. Return to a former or less developed state. Art has been regressing towards adolescence for more than a generation now. So you see what regress means is to go back. It's to go backwards. Okay. So when a man has a wife that's a doctor, that makes money, that is an entrepreneur, that's on a reality show, you are not with a woman from the 50s or 60s. You're not with a woman from that time period, but you want her and you to pretend like she's that. So everybody can feel good? I don't know. But yeah, that's regressed. Backwards. It's a backwards thing. Yeah, that's why it's regressed. That's why he's regressed. Yeah, it's sad. It's so sad. Because Heavenly You know, and that's the thing, y'all. That's the thing about I just think Damon and Heavenly are not as happy as she make it out to be. Child, nobody's as happy as they make themselves out to be. That's not even the point. The question is why? Why do you think that, SD? It's because Damon is regressed in his thinking and his attitude towards women. And Heavenly feels, as a woman, as an older woman from Miami who has been accomplished, it is embedded in her to make concessions and to make him feel better about how successful she is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Everybody likes Dr. Damon. Everybody likes Damon. I'm not saying Damon is a bad guy, y'all. I'm saying that Damon has old school mentality and he likes to push that on a woman that doesn't exhibit those traits naturally. She doesn't. Heavenly is not meek and mild and humble and quiet and passive. She is not. Yet he's married to her. She tells him about an argument. She cries to him about her argument with Contessa. And it equals out to him talking about women being aggressive with men. What the fuck are you talking about, Damon? And if y'all saw the look on Heavenly's face when he started saying that, she squinted. Because Heavenly has a hard time hiding her emotions on her face, and I love her for that. So when she did this, it was because he was saying something that she knew didn't make sense, that she knew was one of those misogynistic things that he likes to say in private that she usually has to deal with. And so she does all of this performative, passive, womanly, meek shit on camera and in front of people. And he gets all uncomfortable. I think it's her way of letting him know how stupid it is. I don't think she really believes that all the way, but I think she performs it for his benefit. One, because she loves him. And two, I think she drills it real nasty. Like, daddy just like me to put it in my mouth. It embarrasses him. But that's what he wants from her when they're in private. Come on. You better, let me tell you something. Treese, I'm so happy you said this. I am Hippolyta. If y'all ain't never seen Lovecraft Country, Hippolyta's episode, I believe, was episode 7. If I recall correctly, I reviewed it. I have to finish Lovecraft Country, y'all. I never went back to it. I had one more episode to review and just never went back. It was crazy. But I think a lot happened around that time too. But I Am Hippolyta is one of the best episodes in a fucking television show in history or in life that depict how Black women feel and what our experience has been like. And there's a moment at the end when she talks about how they told us that our aggression, they told us that our anger wasn't womanly or feminine. You know what I'm saying? She talks about how you don't get to define my womanhood for me, motherfucker. You don't get to define my womanhood for me, motherfucker. Do you hear me? You do not get to define femininity, Damon. All you other men that tell women that their aggression is them not being a woman, fuck you. What, y'all, let me ask you a question. Do you think meek, mild women push babies out of their vaginas, or do you think they bend down and hold on, grit their teeth, bear and push? It's aggression. The very thing that makes us different, the ability to have children, requires aggression on our part, even to bring life into this world. Yet y'all have tried to create a narrative that anytime women act out in anger or aggression about their mistreatment, they're acting less than feminine. Fuck you. Claudette, thank you for the super chat. So she is playing her position role for her man. Thank you. Yes, she is. But she also does it sometimes to that extra degree to make him uncomfortable, because I think she sometimes wants him to realize how stupid it is. You know what I'm saying? SD, I feel like you just want to disagree with me today, love. I disagree. I think Heavenly acts that way because she is too aggressive and tries to be more submissive around him. I don't think he makes her that way. So let me ask you a question. How do you feel that a man saying that a woman shouldn't be aggressive, she should be meek and mild? This is something he literally said in his confessional. Heavenly, as you said, is an aggressive person, but when she gets around him, she acts meek and mild. how do you then end the sentence with, I don't think he makes her that way? How does that make sense to you? He says this is what his expectation is. This is not the way she is, but she still fits the expectation for him. And you say, well, that's her. That's not him. What are you talking about? You literally just said she is too aggressive and that she is submissive around him. If she is too aggressive, then that's how she is when she's not being obstructed by him. When she's not having her aggression measured by a man, she's how she is. But when he's in the room, she corrects. That's because that's not the way she is. That's the way he wants her to be. Yeah, baby. That's what that means. That's what that means, y'all. And what do you mean, like, physically make? What do you mean physically make? What does that even mean? Y'all really gonna act like society doesn't convince women to be submissive? Are we gonna do that? I don't know. I'm confused, but I feel like Damon is regressed. Like a lot of Black men. Where do you live? They all want their women to be submissive and, you know, be meek and mild and then pay 50-50 of the bills. And we know Heavenly doesn't have to work, but I also don't see him telling her to stop working either. Oh, come on, talk about it. Talk about it, because they've been together since college. Talk about it. Damon basically taught Heavenly how to interact with him. Just like we're told we need to show people or teach people how to treat us. Hello. Oh, yeah, it ain't no hate, love, but I need you to understand what you're saying because it's contradicting, you know, and I find it weird when people, like, I think are trying to disagree with me because they want to protect the man. And that's what your comment sounds like. I want to protect Damon. I don't want anybody to put blame on Damon. So I'm going to disagree because I don't want it to be about Damon. I want it to be about Heavenly. And the funny thing about it is these are two people. We're talking about two people in relation to each other. So it can never just be about Heavenly. It's always going to have to be about the way she relates to him and the way he relates to her. And even understanding the conversation that they were having was about Heavenly and how she was getting into it with her homegirls. And he's talking about women being aggressive with men. Nobody was even talking about women being aggressive with men. Damon, they were talking about Heavenly and Contessa. So if Heavenly and Contessa are being aggressive with one another, they're not being aggressive with a man. So why is that the conversation? It's passive aggressive. It's because Damon is thinking about something else. He's thinking about Heavenly being aggressive with him behind the scenes, but he can't express that and he can't say that because they don't show that. They show y'all her always, oh, daddy, and da-da-da-da. When we know, when the cameras are not around or when Heavenly and Damon are in their house by themselves, Damon gets cursed the fuck out when Heavenly feels like it. You ain't gonna tell me no different. Because I don't know women like Heavenly that are like that aren't like that all the time. Especially in their household, especially when they're comfortable, especially with the men that love them and that they love. They at some point gonna curse that nigga out. And all of that meek, mild, passive bullshit goes out the door when you are a woman like Heavenly. So for me, I feel like Heavenly probably gets Damon's ass together in private more than she will ever talk about or show other people, because her socialization is to understand, protect this nigga's image at all costs. As long as I'm protecting his image and building up his ego constantly, I'm doing the job I'm supposed to be doing, even if it's a lie, even if it conflicts with me, even if it conflicts with how I feel personally. I have to always uphold and protect the image of my man. That's what it is. But I just kind of feel like I didn't like when Damon said, you can't be aggressive with men because we're aggressive. Yeah, that's why white people created guns. I don't need to top your aggression. That's why white people created guns, because everybody can't fight you niggas. Okay, so y'all should go ahead and thank the white people, okay, for giving y'all a leg up on niggas that want to, be stronger than you. So you can't ever express your anger because they're going to top your anger with theirs. And their anger is violent. Okay? Dina Dean, thank you for the super chat. I think sometimes people disagree with you just because you're so sure of yourself. Damon sounded slow and chauvinistic. You think they disagree with me because I'm so sure of myself? What am I supposed to sound? Am I supposed to say? Thank you, Dina. I appreciate you. But I'm just like, damn, what y'all want me to sound like? Y'all want me to sound unsure of myself as I give commentary? Like, that's weird. Like, you want me to sound unsure of myself. No, y'all, especially when Damon was walking into the bathroom behind her, I was just kind of like, I have read many Reddit stories where women have the same relationships as Damon and Heavenly and be cussing their husband out. They don't realize that opposites attract. Child, they do. They really, really do. It's that there are other tactics. Yes. Oh, yeah, people feeling like Heavenly trapped him. Like, child, nobody trapped that nigga. If anything, that nigga probably trapped her. She wanted Damon, but Damon wanted her too. Okay? Y'all better stop thinking that, you know, that women trapped. No, women trapped that nigga. We both was in college. Who trapped who? Okay? We had unprotected sex. What he thought was gonna happen. I can't stand when niggas have unprotected sex and then say a bitch trapped them. No, if she poked a hole in a condom, that's trapping you. You having unprotected sex with a woman and her deciding to keep the baby is not trapping you, you dirty dick Nimrod. I'ma stop because I get upset. But I just also didn't like the fact that she was speaking in that higher tone. They joked about that on a reunion. It's been too long. I promise, because you make all the sense. And they like, I disagree. How? I be trying to figure it out for myself. Because I'm actually, when I being a Gemini, y'all think Gemini means two-faced. It doesn't mean two-faced. Not only am I a Gemini, but I'm also a Libra moon. I am very fair, and I usually think about things from both sides, just in general. Just in general. So you're able to see a fuller picture if you can understand that two different people can have two opposing or different situations or mindsets in the exact same moment. Okay? The costume party. The costume party. Y'all know I don't like saying nothing that don't make sense. And I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being wrong. That's why I be like, please prove a point to me then. You know what I'm saying? Prove a point to me then. Come debate me. Give me a reason. But, you know, a lot of times people can't get that. Okay? Geminis have duality. Yes. Civil discourse is healthy. Child, is that what you call social media? Civil discourse. Hey, pretty Miss G, thank you for the super. Oh, wait, no, it's not a super chat. I just clicked on it. I don't know why, but whatever. Some people disagree because they view things differently. Bondi communication style encourages critical thinking. It's actually fine to disagree. Just always be open to understanding. Yeah, no, I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but it annoys me when I feel like people be disagreeing with me, but not because they disagree with what I said exactly, but because they just don't like my viewpoint. They're uncomfortable with my viewpoint. If my viewpoint is calling a man to task that somebody wants to put on a pedestal, then they're going to disagree with me. And that's annoying for me because I feel like you're no longer listening or paying attention to what's going on. You're just like tapped into protect Black men thing. And I don't like that. So that annoys me. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? The costume party. Toya and Eugene are Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's a no for me. It was lazy. No, I just didn't like it at all. Scott showed up alone as Muhammad Ali. They called him abusive, and he showed up as Muhammad Ali, a boxer. I mean, I guess. I mean, am I the only one that kind of felt like, was he trying to say something? Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I be overthinking sometimes. That's another Gemini trait. It's fine. Okay. Everyone else was boring until Anila and Kieran showed up in the U-Haul. and they had their names on it, you know what I'm saying? And the little hat and the little clipboard and the U-Haul truck that they rented. Honestly, y'all, I thought the shit was hilarious. I thought the shit was hilarious. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought the shit was funny. I'm not even gonna front on y'all. I thought the situation was hilarious. Especially, I'm spitting this shit. Especially when Kieran said, wait, babe, what was it? What were the boxes? Fragile? I laughed the whole scene. And then honestly, it was even funnier to me how upset Eugene was. I'm sorry, y'all. That shit was fucking hilarious. First of all, it was funny that everybody thought it was funny, except for, I think Simone didn't think it was funny. But all the men thought it was funny, except for Eugene. And then what made it even funnier was when Curtis was like, see, if y'all was getting along, it would have been funny as hell. So it's already funny. But if y'all was getting along, then it would have been funnier than it already was. That shit was hilarious. Eugene was straight faced. Eugene was so fucking mad. And I was like, Eugene, y'all have moved several times over the seasons. Why are you that upset? Y'all, Mama D moves into a new place every season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Y'all, do y'all know how many people, and I get you don't want to be compared to Mama D, Eugene. I don't know why. Mama D's amazing. But my point is, except for when she getting involved in bullshit with Bambi and then acting like, you know, Shay baby is her grandbaby. Girl, I ain't got time. I saw her online acting a fool. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta coming back next week, I guess. We'll see about it, child. We'll see about it. We'll see if I'm interested. It looked like they might be giving a little bit of something. I'm not going to lie. But they ain't been right ever since Mona left. So we'll see. Because I felt like last season of Love and Hip Hop dead it. Let it go. It's over. It's done with. It's not entertaining anymore. But what I saw in the Super Trail, I was like, okay, we'll see. Maybe y'all felt like y'all needed to do something different. I don't know. But y'all came back with the same people. Okay. Anyway, y'all, Mama D moves everyone. It's not every season. It's not a big deal that they move. The only thing was that last house was supposed to be y'all dream house, and you weren't even in it for that long before you moved out of that house into another house in the same neighborhood while you're having another house in that same neighborhood built. So you have now moved since Anila met you twice, and you're about to move again because you're moving from the place you're in now to another house. So basically 3 times since they've known you, you've moved around the same neighborhood. And that shit can't be made fun of because Eugene is upset that his finances are struggling because he allows Toya to just do whatever the fuck she want to do with their houses. That sounds like a you problem, Eugene. I'm going to just go ahead and keep it a buck with you. Okay, Kieran said you moved. That's all it was about. You made it more than that. You were showing everybody with the way you responded that this was more so about you feeling like, what, less of a man because you're not making as much money because you're struggling? Because Toya out here got you robbing Peter to pay Paul and be in all these big-ass nice houses that y'all can't live in for more than 2 years? Like, is that what I'm to understand, child? I don't know. But Eugene was feeling away and it just wasn't that deep. Toya and Anila were kind of arguing. Anila was like, but we're not friends, Toya. And said, yeah, but you said y'all was friends when you first child. Okay, whatever. We know y'all not friends. Y'all tried to be, but child, Toya ain't friends with nobody on this show. Not really. They can play like they are, but Toya is not really friends with anybody on this show. So Heavenly takes Quad to the side to apologize to her for insinuating that she slept with married men. The producers asked Heavenly about it in a confessional, and once again she said, stop asking me about this shit. I don't know nothing about this shit. So that means that her and Quad had a conversation and she's not trying to lose her friendship with Quad. So she is not about to reiterate anything that was talked about during the season because they have now had a conversation. And now that we're taping confessionals, she's going to act accordingly to the agreement they've made since they taped. Okay, fine. I wouldn't want to lose my friend either over no stupid shit like that. So just act like you don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't say nothing. I'm sorry. Okay? My bad. All right? So, Quad says in a confessional that if it happens again, she's foregoing the relationship. Claudette, thank you for the super chat. Anila husband is so good for TV, authentic as fuck. Yes, he is. Brandy, thank you for the super chat. It wasn't as offensive as Eugene made it seem. It really wasn't. It really wasn't. I was like, it was just a U-Haul. Y'all have moved like 3-4 times. Like, it's not that deep. So the men meet up to go throw axes so that they can try to let some of this aggression out. Kieran gets there after everybody else. So they were in mid-conversation talking about Kieran not apologizing to Eugene. And Kieran comes in and says, listen, I'm sad that you he was like, I'm sorry that you and Toya felt the way, but it was funny. And Eugene is like, so you doubling down on the shit? And he says, I'm not doubling down on shit, okay? But I'm so sorry for telling a joke. I won't tell jokes anymore. I'll just be the most boring motherfucker here then. And then this is when Eugene jumps up and says, call me another motherfucker. And I was like, he said, I will be the most boring motherfucker here. He said, he was talking about himself. If he was calling anybody a motherfucker, he was calling himself a motherfucker. Why are you being offended by semantics? You know people curse. I know, and then he's so small and so soft and round. It's like, Eugene, come on. Eugene, come on. Let's not do this. Everybody, call Toya. You don't want to fight anybody. Call Toya. Somebody call Toya. But yeah, it just felt like this is another one of them times where people are just acting out their insecurities and showing everybody what they're really feeling. And what they're really feeling is mad at their wife for putting them in a fucked up financial situation. And so now their friends can't make any fucking jokes without them, jumping off the deep end in their manhood. Like, calm down, sir. Eugene and his testosterone boost, killing myself laughing. Child, that was hilarious. Okay. He thought he could punk that Indian man. Kieran did not back down. Kieran shouldn't back down. I thought it was hilarious that Kieran was like, child, the fuck ever, you making a big deal out of nothing. It was a fucking joke. Okay, too late though. Quiet just said on social media yesterday she coming for Heavenly. Oh God. Child. Kieran can stay, Anila. Y'all, listen, Kieran can't stay without Anila. Get over it, okay? I like Anila. Why y'all do her like that? I don't want my friends making jokes about my misfortune. I understand that. But why is moving a misfortune? See, that's what I think that's the misunderstanding here. Eugene is looking at this because to him, it's his misfortune. The outside looking into y'all friends, what misfortune? Y'all still live in the same expensive ass neighborhood. Y'all just moved to another house in the same expensive ass neighborhood. It's not a misfortune. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't go from that nice neighborhood to moving into the projects. Y'all moved into another house in the same neighborhood while you having another house in the same neighborhood built. Y'all had 3 houses in the same neighborhood. That's not a misfortune. See what I'm saying? Right. It's not a misfortune. It's living above your means. And at the end of the day, they've been living above their means the entire time that they've been on this show. At some point, it was going to be made fun of. It's been being made fun of by everybody else. But it's not a misfortune. The people still got money. Eugene was reacting from the truth of the situation while everyone else was reacting based on a story that Toya has given. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Eugene is showcasing an insecurity. He's mad about something that nobody else knows except for Toya. Like, Kieran doesn't know that you have money issues, nigga. He just know you moved into the second house and you're about to move into a third in the same rich neighborhood. That doesn't look like a misfortune. That looked like my wife decided she didn't want this house, so now we're moving into another one. It's too much. Be comfortable. I know that's right. And this is it. Clearly they haven't learned anything. So if you get clowned after season 8 of this fucking show of y'all having money issues, bro, please. Not I'm gonna say it. Toya is Eugene's misfortune. No, see, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. I feel like their misfortune is Eugene's not handling his money properly because he's the one making it. I'm just saying. There is no misfortune when you sold your luxury custom home to build another luxury home. Eugene is sensitive because he didn't want others to see their strap for cash yet again. Okay? That's what it was. That right there, that what you said, that was real. It wasn't positioned as misfortune according to them. It was because the house was too small for the family. Is that right? That's what I thought. Y'all didn't move for a 15th time. I'm a broker. There's no way Eugene and Toya couldn't find a bomb ass house in Atlanta for 1.2 to 1.5 million. Toya is the one always looking over 2 million. Child. If they just downsized until they got on their feet, people, they did. But they did, Sasha. That's how they could afford the money for that house they built last season. The one that she put her name into the cement and all of that shit. They had saved and stacked and got their money right before they got that house. And then they got in that house and she was like, I don't want this house no more. We need another house. So let's move into another house, sell this house, and then build another one. But they did that already. They did that last time, y'all. But anyway, I'm tired of talking about Married to Medicine. We've been talking about it long enough. I'm about to move on to Real Housewives of Atlanta to finish off y'all day for my third live of the day and the last one I'm going to give y'all until I can find the energy to give a fuck about unfaithful and basketball hoes. Okay, but go ahead. Okay. Remember them paying $10,000 in rent that season? Oh, God, that is sickening. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all like this video now. Okay. Like the video. And let the people know. All right. So y'all, Candy and Todd throw a little party for Ace on his birthday during the week. And she's going to throw an even bigger party for him on the weekend. But they had like a little gaming truck come through and a few of the cousins came. Child, it was real cute. I loved it. And Drew come over with her son. Kenya came over with Brooklyn. The kids play. They talk about security in the neighborhood. And, just what they need to protect their homes. Like Kenya said, they were feeling like they were being targeted at some point because a couple of them had been, burglarized. And Kenya name drops Cardi B and says, well, Cardi B has 24-hour security at the gate of her subdivision. She lives down the street from me. And I was just kind of like, that was cute, Kenya. That was cute. You live by Cardi B, girl? What's up? Candy talks about her play being shut down because of COVID. Y'all, Candy got real emotional and feeling like she failed because thoughts of a colored man got shut down because of the Omicron variant. Okay. So she cries in the confessional, real broke up cry. And I'm not going to make fun of Candy because honestly, this is why I go up for Candy, because Candy really cares about what she's doing. It's not just about having a lot for herself. She's not even greedy like that. It's about creating space for other Black people in spaces where they have not been able to have a level playing field. And I appreciated her for caring so much about that. That's why I do not want to hear a motherfucking thing about Ain't Shit Marlo as it pertains to Candy Denise Burris. Okay? Tucker. I don't even know if Denise is Candy middle name. Let me look it up. Nigga will give somebody a old regular ass middle name. Not Denise, Lanice. Okay? Listen, I was close, bitch. I was close. Okay? Y'all gonna stop playing with Candy Lanice Burris Tucker. Okay, y'all gonna stop playing with her. Okay, that's my middle name. Child, Denise is an old regular ass middle name like Nicole. Okay, but no, it's Lanice. All right, I was almost right, Candy girl. Listen, so y'all, but shout out to Candy because she's gonna get the opportunity to do another play We're going to talk about that in a minute. So y'all, Sonya and Sheree go to see Marlo at the archive. And she says William, you know, she talked to her sister about the boys, and the youngest one is missing her and wishes he can, you know, come back home. And William isn't brushing his teeth or showering. He just lays in a bed and plays robots all day. Marlo wonders if she should, you know, get them to come back to the house since they're not getting any structure in her sister's 2-bedroom apartment with her 4 kids. Why did you think they were going to get more structure with your sister who has less resources? Why? That don't make sense. The person that has more access can provide more structure than a person that has to go to work and leave the kids by themselves for 8 to 10 hours a day. Like what? Child, anyway. They talk about Kenya. They talk about Kenya running a trip. Ruining the trip with her fucked up energy. And Marlo was mad at Candy for not standing up for her, but that's what she always does. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? This is how you know that Marlo is on autopilot, meaning I've decided that I have beef with Kenya and Candy, and that's where I'm going to stay, no matter what happens. Candy literally stood in the kitchen and told Kenya, well, you don't like when people play with you and antagonize you, and you running from Marlo and you dragging it out, you antagonizing her the same way you don't like people to do to you. Do you not remember that moment? Because I remember that moment because I wanted Candy to school back and not say anything. I wanted her to school back and say nothing. And she still stood up and said something to her friend on your behalf, you raggedy ass, edgeless, having ass, and you turn around and say you wanted her to have your back even more. That's why nobody needs to listen to anything you're saying going forward. Nobody needs to hear or listen to anything that Marlo has said. You can hear it, but don't listen, meaning don't digest it, don't believe it, because she gonna lie. Because that was a blatant lie right there. Just so that you could keep your disdain for Candy alive for the rest of the season. Because what else you gonna do? Because you don't have no life, I guess, outside of making your nephews out to seem as if they're troubled. And had them little boys for how many years now? Now they troubled? Okay. We flip over to Kenya and Candy and Drew talking. Kenya says Marlo has a hard-on for her. And Drew is now officially the bone carrier carrying around dog treats in her bag. And Sonya wants everyone to have a +1 for the Jamaica trip. So she calls Kenya to tell her she wants it to be a couples trip. She wants her to bring someone. She said it about 2 or 3 times, and then Kenya hung up in her face. And she got upset. Oh, no, she did not just hang up in my face. We're going to have a conversation about that. Okay. Sonya needs to talk to her about it. And Marlo says, well, you know, do how I do, girl. Kill her with kindness. And they all look at her like, girl, you don't kill that girl with no fucking kindness. You know what? That moment annoys me. Because if y'all know that Marlo is nasty and fucks with Kenya, why, Sonya, Sheree, do y'all persist with trying to make Kenya see Marlo's way about things when y'all know she ain't right? Because y'all just like gave her the girl stop energy. Okay. So Marlo goes to talk to like a therapist, a child therapist, about Michael and William. As soon as she sits down, she starts crying. I didn't see any tears. She got frustrated because she feels like Michael and William are taking things for granted. Michael's punching holes in a wall. And, you know, it makes her feel like shit that she can't deal with them. And I understand, you know, she said she doesn't want to curse at them and talk down on them the way her mom did her, but she also doesn't want to be taken to play with. And I'm just like, okay, Marlo, so how did you get money out of the men that you were fucking around with? Because I have to tell y'all, I feel like women who get money out of men, the way Marlo seems to have gotten money out of men, they understand putting up boundaries with men so that they can get what they want. Every woman that's getting money out of a man is not simply lying down on her back for any old man to get money. That's not how it works when you take it to that level the way Marlo has taken it to, okay? What ends up happening is you learn how to manipulate men into getting them to do what you want to. And usually that means withholding something from them, keeping something from them, or handling them in a way to get your ultimate goal accomplished. It's some form of manipulation. So I want Marlo to think about her nephews the way she thinks about her tricks. And that's not fucked up. I need y'all to hear me out. You put boundaries in place and you check them niggas and they give you what you need. Put boundaries in place and check them little niggas and they will give you what you need. Instead of thinking about it like, I want them to be my friends. And when they're not acting how I want them to act, it makes me want to scream and holler and flip out on them. No. Remember the decorum that you have about yourself when you're dealing with them rich white men. Remember the decorum that you have when you handle those rich white men and you want to get something out of them. You need to remember that exact same decorum when you're dealing with your nephews. Don't blow up. Keep it calm. Keep it cute. Do your due diligence. Put up your boundaries and handle accordingly. You just have to switch your mindset on it. And I think it's because she compartmentalized it so much. She probably didn't realize that most men require the same things in order to get what you need out of them. Men and boys all need like the boundaries, the discipline, the saying no, and sometimes saying yes. Like they, positive reinforcement, petting them on the head, all that shit. Like, yeah, they need that in order for you to get what you want. And so you have to learn how to manipulate your nephews for their betterment the way you manipulate men to get money out of them. You just have to figure out how to apply that talent in another avenue. That's all. And that's what the dude told her. The therapist says they need to have a meeting. They need to schedule for work and quality time. They need structure. They need consistency. And she's talking about, I want them to be supermen. And I didn't like that. I don't like when y'all put harsh, I think, weight on children's shoulders. Being super, what does that even mean? They don't need to be supermen. They need to be well adjusted. They need to be responsible. They don't need to be supermen. I don't even like how that sounds because it reminds me of the way people like women to be super women. And usually that means working yourself until you die. It means doing everything all the fucking time until you die. No. We're not doing that anymore. No, we're doing what needs to be done. We're working smarter, not harder. And that doesn't mean half-assing things. It just means not like stretching yourself so thin so that you can be super for somebody. I don't like that. So yeah, it's weird as fuck. It is. My mom told me when I was very young that children require routines and structure, otherwise they fall apart. Yes. Okay. I don't believe Marlo is really an escort. It's not adding up. Not sure where the money comes from. Why do you not think she's really an escort? I don't think she is now, but I think at the beginning, most definitely. She got arrested for it a bunch of times. She got arrested for scamming too. Okay? So trust and believe she's been doing some credit card fraud. All the shit that the Queen Pins usually go down for on that BET Plus show. Y'all know the Queen Pin gangster shows or whatever on BET Plus, child. All them girls be going down for major fraud. That's probably what Marlo was into. Probably into fraud. And sometimes I think that at the beginning, she probably was a prostitute. Absolutely. At the beginning, I absolutely think because as a young woman, abusive, drug addicted parent, foster parents. Yeah, that sounds like at some point I was fucking niggas so that I could have a nice lifestyle. That's how I got out of my dire straits to get to the place where I can start scamming. Remember her bringing that random old white man to dinner one time? Marlo definitely give Queen Pin drug dealer a girlfriend. Oh, I feel like she was doing whatever Trap Queens. Thank you. I feel like she was doing whatever she needed to do. I think Marlo had had good old one that passed and left her something. You're an escort, sweetie. Candy, 2012. Yeah, no, don't believe that it's not true just because now it looked like it's something different. You got to remember how we got here. Remember all the way back when they brought her and nobody could explain why. Okay, remember when we didn't know what the fuck was going on, but we know she got labels. You only getting labels one or two ways. Fucking for them or stealing them if you're not making the money to purchase them. Remember that, okay? I just didn't see her being able to deal with rich men like that. Why you say that? Oh, because you think like she's too like gutter butt. You think she can't control herself? Nah. I'm telling you. First of all, white men love black women that can aesthetic. Let me say it like this. There are women that can be in both worlds. Marlo is a woman that can be in both worlds. Marlo knows how to act when she's not on a reality show. Marlo knows that she has to turn it up and be more ignorant on reality TV than she would in real life, right? She knows that. So understand that when you see Marlo doing all these extra things, she's turning something on for people on this show. She maybe ain't shit with fucked up mentality, but white men like tall, stallioness, stacked, beautiful women like Marlo, especially ones that they can bring around, their other rich homeboys, and she can laugh and have a nice conversation and shake her tits in their face and maybe bring some other pretty girls around. And, it definitely gives Marlo knows her niche of rich white men that like them a nice black girl that can kind of drift in between worlds but has a certain amount of hood in her, because they like that. They like the black girl curse them out and call them a cracker and all of that type of shit. They got white men that love that shit. Okay, I seen a black dominatrix on TikTok the other day. I was like, child, I'm so happy for you. I think that's an amazing job, to get paid a lot of money to oppress white people in a manner in which they are comfortable. I love it. I think it's great. Get some of your inner angst out, that racism that happens. Go to work, let it out on those white men that are paying you obscene amounts of money to beat on them because they like to be demeaned in sex. It turns them on. Like, what? When I saw that girl, I was like, girl, good for you. Good for you. In a controlled environment, girl, like on Pose with Madame Electra, girl, yeah. In another life, okay. Show them all in a formal life, okay. So y'all, Candy and Todd talk to Riley and Kayla about getting their trust done, and they show what Candy got before Todd, what Todd got, and what they got together. Hilarious, okay. They was trying to play the shit out of Todd. They was like, Candy got songs, Candy Factory, Bedroom Candy, Her House, The Guest House, Mama Joy's House, Tag's Boutique. Todd has his condo in New Jersey, and they put it on two lines to make it seem like it was more than just one thing. That's fucked up. That man probably got stocks and bonds and CDs and 401ks and IRAs and investments, and probably other real estate as well, I would hope. But something makes me feel like he got that one house by himself, and all of the other real estate has been acquired in his relationship with Candy. So that goes under him and Candy, real estate restaurants. Okay. And I still feel like they didn't even put as many things as they could have, because they could have been like Blaze, OLG1, OLG2. You know what I'm saying? They could have listed the real estate, and it would have showed how much they have together. But I think they purposefully did it like that so that they can let y'all know that Candy has more by herself than she does with Todd. But to me, as they've been together, I love the way Todd helps, actualize Candy's visions and vice versa, and the way they support each other to be moguls, the way they support each other in the business. That is more valuable than Todd coming to the table with the same amount of money as Candy. I know people don't feel like that. Y'all feel like, it's a bad thing that Candy has more money than Todd, even though Todd is not broke. Todd met her on the job. Todd has a job that makes a lot of money. Like, he's no slouch to anybody. But with Candy, everybody likes to act like, it's just, he's not doing as much as she is. When at the end of the day, I feel like Candy has been able to acquire even more, solidify herself even more because of Todd. And just outside of that, the 2 extra children that she gets out of it. Like, Blaze and Ace are adorable, and it just feels like Candy's life is so full and rich ever since her and Ty got together. Like, she was always rich, but it's a whole nother thing when you've added all of these people into the house now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, and I like my peace and all of that, but there's something about it just being you, your kid, and your mama, and that side of your family. And then you get a man, and now y'all have 2 extra kids, and you have his daughter, and you have him, and like, it brings more love into the situation for me. And they are growing together. They help each other. So I've always seen great value in Todd and Candy's relationship, but I thought they tried to play the fuck out them with the way they line things up to show the assets. Okay, but Todd doesn't want to give anybody a lump sum of money. And Riley is like, nah, what if I want all my money at the same time so I can invest in business? And he was like, well, have you done the due diligence? Have you done this? Have you done that? Yeah, and if I have done all of that, nigga, you're going to be dead. So why the fuck shouldn't I get all my money at one time? Honestly, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I kind of didn't disagree with Todd. I feel like what Todd was saying was very smart. But I also feel like it would be very, I don't know if they put the kids through financial literacy courses. I feel like they probably have. They probably taught them themselves. But I feel like a part of your job, Todd, is making sure that Kayla understands, and the other kids too, but especially Kayla, because Kayla is an adult right now, is to make sure that she knows how to handle her money. You just said that you're so proud of Kayla because Kayla doesn't come to you for anything. She got a job, she pay her own bills, she don't need nothing from you, and that makes you feel good. So in a way, you allow Kayla to struggle so that she can make you feel good about doing well for herself and not depending on you. Versus Candy, that feels like her money should put her kids at an even better vantage point. So yeah, go to school, get the education, but I'm still going to make sure that you have and, get whatever it is you need and want because I have it and you're my child. So you're doing what I need you to do. You're in school, you're learning something, you have drive, you want to do something with yourself. Like, Riley isn't a slouch. There's no reason why Riley wouldn't be able to handle her own lump sum of money. There's no reason. So for me, I feel like even though I understand what Todd is saying, I feel like then, Todd, you need to make it your responsibility to make sure your children know how to handle their money and set it up in a way that they can have it for a long time. Not just the money that you're giving them, but the money they make themselves. You need to make sure, sit down with her. Okay, do you know what CDs are? Do you know how these work? You know what I'm saying? Like, explain all of those things to them if you haven't already. And, trust that they know what they're doing by the time y'all pass away. But the idea that these 20-something-year-old people, by the time y'all pass away, are going to need to receive lump sums of money, I doubt it. I doubt, because they're already grown. They're already grown. We're not talking about if y'all die tomorrow and money needs to be phased out to Ace and Blaze. That's different. You know what I'm saying? They're younger, but they're already grown. So to me, I feel like, it don't need to be no years and years of lump sums of money for these 2 grown fucking people that's already, working in their fields and doing what they want to do to make money. No. Teach them what you want them to know and trust that they can make a good decision, because once you're gone, you can't control what they do with the money either way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, I understand where Ty was coming from, but it does feel like just a reason to try to control something. And also this idea that because I struggled, my kids should struggle too. Todd and Candy disagree in that way. And I feel like as their 2 kids that they have together get older, that shit is going to be more and more of an issue if they can't come to an agreement on it. Because right now, Candy handles Riley the way she want to handle Riley and probably throw a little money to Kayla every now and again. And Todd handles Kayla the way he wants to. But now y'all have Ace and Blaze. Now it's a different situation. Now those are both equally y'all children, and y'all can't just handle it how y'all want to handle it and ignore the other person's feelings about it when it comes to those 2. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that all plays out as time goes on. Candy was saying, and this is where I kind of felt for Todd, when Candy said she did not trust that he would do things the way she wanted them done if he were to live longer than her. And Riley said the same thing. No, I don't think that you would give me the same amount of allowance that my mom gives me if you were in charge, even if it was something that Kandi had left for him to do. Which is why I feel like Kandi needs to set that up to where that doesn't need to be his responsibility to divvy out money. There needs to be a percentage of the money that is coming in that goes to an account for Riley. Like, that's it, that's all, in perpetuity. Because you know that's what you want to do anyway, Kandi. Like, y'all don't have to have a conversation every time she want money about the type. No. Give her a percentage of something, or make an account that has a certain amount of money automatically going to her account every month so that she can get what it is you want her to have. And it will be like that once you go as well, where it comes from your investment opportunities. Whatever the money is that's growing, as long as that money is there and growing, a certain percentage will be siphoned off and given to Riley. Okay? Like, it just needs to be set up in that way. But I felt like I understood Ty feeling hurt that she wouldn't trust him to handle things the way she would want it handled if she passed away. Because I think it's a whole different thing when y'all are both having this argument in real time, talking about what y'all gonna do for the future. It's a whole different thing when somebody is dead and gone and they said in their will, I want my child to have this, this, and this. It almost seemed like, so what you think, like Ty gonna argue with your will about what you want for Riley? You know what I'm saying? So I understood how Ty was feeling in that moment. Later on, Kandi and Ty talk about doing another play. She got the opportunity to do another play, but she's scared because of what happened with the last one. And Ty says, no, I think you should jump on it. He said, yeah, man, you know, there's nothing wrong. One didn't work out, so you get another one. That one don't work out, so you get another one. And then people are going to like grow to respect you. You earn that respect because people are like, oh, we thought she was just going to leave when things got tough, but no, she's still here. So even hearing the way he talked to her, and uplifted her. I'm glad that they showed that, because they often put Todd in this fucked up position on the show. You know, only show him the one way, you know. So I'm glad that we got to see him showing support and pouring into Kandi in that way, because I think that dynamic is very, very important, and you don't see it often. It's very valuable. Very valuable to have a man that supports your dreams, and not just supports them because it benefits him, but supports them because he just wants you to be successful and he wants you to be supported in whatever it is you want to do. That's Todd. Todd has already made millions of dollars. If Todd was only about the money, I don't think he would support Kandi the way he does. I don't, because I think a lot of times Kandi goes at something from like a passion project standpoint, and it'll turn into something, you know, but it's also because she works at it. Yeah, Todd's background is in production. The Encore show, that's Todd's show that we were reviewing last season. That was his show. Like Todd has had really R&B divas was Todd's show. Like Todd is well respected in the game and has put out, you know, good reality shows. So yeah, no, people always want to diminish him standing next to Kandi, but that's not cool. Hey, only Adrian, thank you for the super chat. I agree with Todd. I worked in private banking, and all my wealthy clients set up trusts that gave the money in installments. They never gave it all up front to ensure generational wealth. Yeah, I said I didn't feel like what he was saying was wrong. I didn't. So I appreciate you for saying that. Come on, banking. Okay, come on, banking. So moving on from there, Sonya decided 2 days before a little meetup to talk about the Jamaica trip that she was going to throw some shit together for Sheree's birthday. How many times are we going to have events centering Sheree this season? How many? Do y'all? Okay, so the first one, Tyrone broke up with her, so we had the little get together for that. Now we're doing this birthday thing. I feel like there was something else that they did that was centered around Sheree. Oh yeah, no. When they met up at Sheree's to incense her coochie. It's like, how many times are we gonna be having these meetups so that we can, you know, praise Sheree for her mediocreness in her beautiful house? Like, I don't know, y'all. It's just. I don't know. It's just feeling a way about the way they constantly like center Sheree as if she's giving the centered vibe. Like, bitch, it's not giving Beyonce. Why are you in the middle of the photo? You know what I'm saying? Either way, y'all, Sheree goes shopping for fabrics for She by Sheree. Didn't know what she needed. Is anything out yet? I mean, damn. At least Martell then, you know, started selling his Sutter Homes wine online. Anyway, y'all. So they have a party. And Kenya comes in talking about Sonya's we got you a retreat though right there, like the rug, okay? And then she was like, well, I wanted to show you this from. Let me know what you think about this color. And I wanted to talk to you about hanging up on me. Like, talk to me. You don't have to hang up on me. Like, what was that about? And Kenya was like, well, you were trying it, girl. You were talking to me in a condescending tone. And I promised myself after what happened between me and my ex-husband that I wasn't gonna never let nobody like step all over me or walk all over me again. So if I feel the way, I'm cutting it off. And I told y'all that that's what Kenya was doing, because I feel like that's kind of what I'm going through right now. So watching the way Kenya responds to things, it has been tickling me and making me happy recently, because I feel like, girl, right? I feel like doing all this with y'all. Like, Kenya seems to be acting a certain way out of like, girl, I am not doing all of this with you. Like, it just feels like, girl, I'm not doing all this. I'm not doing all this. I'm not about to fake the funk. I'm not about to give you a moment because I know you want it. I'm not going to indulge in this fake ass conversation with you because it'll give you a scene and you're the new girl. Like, fuck you. Click. Fuck you. Click. Okay. Kenya is tired of letting folks walk all over her, and she didn't like the way she talked to her. And, it was condescending. Sonya says she brought it up again to tell her she could bring a girlfriend. Sonya apologizes for making her feel away, and they hug it out. Sonya has no music. The photo booth doesn't work. Sheree and Sonya, Sheree says that Sonya is ride or die, just like her. I say, girl, the lies you hoes tell in confessionals. Kenya said, what is up with the dry ass food and no bar? Kenya said, that was this dry ass chicken, girl. And then Sheree said there was no white meat chicken. I'm like, how do you have dry dark meat? I don't know who catered it, but dry dark meat, girl, I didn't even know they made that. Okay. So Sheree and Drew. So Drew basically expresses that she feel like Sheree is throwing a rock and hiding her hand by having her minion Fatum come and disseminate mess and tea and rumors about Drew and her husband to the women. And so she felt like, she was doing Sheree's dirty work. And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. I absolutely agree. Sheree is throwing tomatoes. I'm throwing tomatoes at you, bitch. Boo, boo. You so whack. I'm like, so we're not going to deal with the fact that you're using your friend to attack her? We're going to ignore that part. Just going to throw tomatoes because her props were whack, as you say. Okay, girl. Sheree says, God, she's so obsessed with me. She wants my attention because she's not getting any attention at home. I said, I just want to say that even though I agree with that, Sheree, I do agree that homegirl wants attention because she's not getting it from Ralph. I do. But in this moment, Fatum, like, it was Fatum. Okay. Drew says Fatum made it about her. Okay, you made it about me. Then the bitch investigating me. What kind of shit is that? Kenya says Drew has a sign that says we'll fight for free, which is hilarious to me. And basically what that meant is sometimes the arguments are totally unnecessary, but here she is arguing. We do not need to argue about this, but here we are listening to Drew argue. Okay, and I agree with that as well. Drew can be very tiring with the constant semantics and doing the nice nasty in her arguments. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna shade you. What, girl? What did I do? What? So it's just kind of like, girl, Sheree handling you the way you handling Sheree, so to speak. You ain't digging up no dirt on her, but you sure did get some information from your old weak ass sidekick of assistant that wants to be seen so badly. But child, when Drew said maybe you too old and you don't remember that Fatum made it about me, and Sheree says you better hope you look this good when you get my age, bitch. It's like, ma'am, let's rewind it. She said maybe you forgot because you're old. This is a memory conversation, not a looks conversation. Nobody's talking about looks right now, Sheree. Everybody can see you're beautiful. Can you remember though? Apparently not. Okay. And then Marlo shaded the fuck out of Sheree and said that, oh, you know what? She do look good for 60. And Candy asked Drew to sing for Sheree's birthday, and they was clowning Sheree. I mean, they was clowning Drew, and then Drew dropped them vocals. You know, and she was hitting some runs too. She was like, happy birthday, dear Sheree. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Ooh. Yes, okay. She was running it. She was running. I don't even remember how she did it. But I was gonna run to the, to the waiting to exhale version on the slick. Okay. I was here for it, child. I was like, girl, you better sing and sound good and let these hoes know I am a thespian. I am a singer, bitch. They didn't put me in TLC for no reason now. Okay? They didn't put me in TLC for no reason now. Okay? Go to hell. So yeah, y'all. I appreciated Drew for letting them hoes know that she really had the vocals. And there's a reason why last season we're getting ready for a scene. Kenya, don't get mad. You had been getting ready for scenes before. You knew what it was. Which is why Drew and Kenya are getting along now, because everybody can admit they're just acting. Okay. And then Sonya gives everybody the rules for Jamaica, which was very annoying to me that Sonya thinks other grown women need to hear her rules about her work trip. Ain't nobody about to be, it's a work trip for everybody. It's Real Housewives, bitch. Ain't nobody about to be out here not smoking weed in Jamaica, talking weed is illegal in Jamaica. Yeah, it is. But where are y'all staying? Because they're probably selling it at the resort. I'm like, really, Sonya? I can't stand when people that's from Jamaica try to act like, oh, no, we don't do the weed. Like, Sonya, nobody cares. Okay, but she was like, no weed, no jail, no props, water-friendly hair, okay? And I was just like, as long as they don't get caught at the airport with it, what is the problem? Like, I was just sitting up there like, girl, why you even saying that? That made me not like you even more. I was like, you could have told them that in private. You didn't have to say that on screen in front of everybody, girl. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Child, my friend used to do all that disclaimer stuff. Girl, hush. Like, right, don't nobody need that from you. The fuck? I couldn't tell it was illegal while I was there. We're adults. We get it. The part about weed was important. Don't travel with it. It's an important message, BG. What do you mean? Who's traveling with it? Who's traveling with it? Who's traveling with it? They're going to the place where it resides. Like, weed is legal in Jamaica for personal use. Sonya is a part-time Jamaican. You can have up to 4 plants at home for personal use. Just no public smoking. That's what they said in the comments. In Jamaica, and just how they arrested Jada, they would do it to anybody. No. I knew y'all was going to bring that up. They arrested Jada at the fucking airport. At the airport. Did you hear me? At the airport. And she probably had it where? Where she had it at? Carry-on luggage. Bet you she had it in her carry-on. They always get caught with the shit in their carry-on. Okay? Not that's what they said in the comments. You can fly with it. You can fly. Look, in the States, you can fly. In the States, you can fly. But now I don't know if you can fly with it in Jamaica, but you can fly in the States. But like, I think Jada was going to the airport to come back home. Ooh, let them know. Jada got arrested for a gun. I thought it was. I just remember her getting arrested in Jamaica. She didn't have weed. She had a gun. Okay, tell them. Tell them, y'all who know the story, because I don't be remembering nothing about these little girls. Monty, I swear I thought she said don't travel with it. That's it. I'm sure they can get it. No, she said no weed, no drugs. She said no smoking weed. Weed is illegal in Jamaica. That's what she said. I didn't hear her say travel with it. I didn't hear her say that. Nobody was saying that. Okay. You have to fly from one state where it's legal to another with the same legal status. No, you don't. I don't know where you heard that from. You could literally like fly like out of anywhere with a certain amount. Like, that's the rule. I looked that shit up. Okay, nigga be going to California. So I looked that shit up. Okay. I'm about to say, yeah, that's not true. You do not have to be flying to a state where it's legal. No, because nobody can clock that like that. Nobody's checking y'all bags into like that in between states like that. Amon got arrested today for having weed at the airport. Amon who? And where? Iman Shupert. Oh, that must be new news. Iman Shupert just got arrested for having weed at the Dallas airport today. Okay. Okay. The Dallas airport. Got it. He had 6 ounces. Jeez. Let me look that up right quick because this is the end of the review. Let me look that up. Let me see what they say because I need to know the specifics. Okay. He looked real moisturized. Okay. TSA screeners found a plastic bag filled with a green leafy substance in Shaman and Schuper's bag, which he admitted was weed. Cops say the substance weighed 6.8 ounces and tested positive for marijuana using a mobile test. So he had it in his carry-on. He had it on his carry-on. What did I tell y'all? Carry on. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? Okay. Carry on luggage goes through. Okay, security. And 6 ounces. That's another thing. That's over the amount. I think the limit is what? 3 or something like that. I forgot what the limit is. Man, he ain't about to face no jail time off that shit. Had a Glock magazine, 14 9mm rounds in his bag, although he didn't have a gun. They always bringing up people having guns and drugs on them like that's supposed to mean they're a gangster. No, nigga, I'm traveling with a gun for protection and I smoke weed for anxiety. Like, I guess if it was some pills made by somebody in a lab and a stun gun, like what? Like what would give y'all a better eye? Yeah, no, 6 ounces is crazy. It's 4 ounces in Jamaica. Okay. Most states, the limit is 2. Okay. I thought it was either 2 or 3. I thought it was 3. Most states have a 2-ounce limit. Yeah. So the amount he had, green leafy substance, nigga, 6 ounces? Y'all know what the fuck that was. 6 ounces. Okay. They need to worry about pills. But yeah, they're not going to do that because everybody love like arresting black people for weed. It's fun. Smoking weed is illegal in Jamaica. She was just letting them know if you get caught smoking, you can get fined or arrested. Our tour guide in Jamaica told us that, and I was shocked. Okay. I mean, I feel like we already said it was illegal. Maybe you was a little late. I don't know. I still feel like all of those women have been to Jamaica before and didn't need Sonya to tell them about Jamaica. I'm just saying. I'm just being real with y'all. First of all, Candy was the only person that seemed to not know that. Also, the person that doesn't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like, didn't they go to Jamaica one year for a trip and smoke weed? Or was that Love and Hip Hop? Child. It just was given, Sonya was given tattletale, pick me. Like, it's Sonya giving like whack. It's giving lame, it's giving whack. When she said it, that's what it was given. I almost felt like you didn't even have to say that on camera. Like you could have just said, "Hey, y'all, you know, don't be smoking in public and shit like that." You know what I mean? Like, why she had to say it on camera? Like, it just was giving, like, I don't know. It was giving hall monitor. That's what it was. Yeah, hall monitor tease is what I was getting. Okay, yeah. When Peter and Cynthia were together, I thought so. Don't most people smoke indiscreetly who is going to be walking out and about or at a club smoking weed? Square performative do-gooder. Boom. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And I'm just saying, like, all of those women have been to Jamaica several times. Like, none of those women have never been there before, and they all did it before in Jamaica. So I was just kind of like, where are the housewives going to be? Do you really think the housewives are going to be walking on a dirt road in Jamaica smoking weed? Like, is that what you think? Or do you think they're going to be at a hotel in or at a resort inside of some mansion style house smoking weed? Like, which one you think is going on a beach that nobody else can, on a private beach and shit? Like, who's gonna come and see him? Who's gonna come and see him, Sonya? It was almost like, don't smoke weed when we on camera, because I don't want the Nike or whoever people, the iFit people, to know we were smoking weed, even though the people who are probably the execs for iFit smoke weed. I bet you any money. Now, if she didn't let them know and they got caught and arrested or fined, they would have been like, why she didn't say anything ahead of time? Katie Gold, nobody was going to say that. Nobody was going to say that. Nobody was going to say that. All of these women are grown and have been to Jamaica before. Y'all really like assuming that those women would have really been out in the streets smoking weed, procuring grass? Like, really? Is that what y'all think? The fucking millionaire housewives was gonna be walking down the dirt road in Jamaica smoking weed? What are y'all talking about? Oh my God. Like, right, nobody was gonna say that. We grown. Why, look, girl, you don't know what they were gonna say. You are the one assuming. All right, ma'am. It don't matter. It's not that big of a deal. I'm done. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, Lord. Pray for people that